Shalom, Apostle Harkman back at you with this truth, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Kakwadash. And I'm going to read this article that was put up by RT. You're not going to find this article on Fox News or CNN, but you find it on RT News, which was put up on actually the 4th of July 2019, entitled What to the Slave is Your 4th of July. So none of you Negroes should be celebrating 4th of July. The 4th of July celebrates the fact that they have you and still got you as slaves today. The Emancipation Proclamation was nothing but transferring the slaves of the South to the slaves of the Union. So you're still slaves because you niggas ain't left America. All right. Anyway, let me just read it. I'm going to go right to, I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to go right to this part of the speech that Frederick Douglass made. And by the way, his father was a so-called white man. Whether he's an Edomite or a actual Jake that looked like an Edomite, we really don't know. We got to go and research it. But this white man during slavery had sex with a slave, raped a slave girl, and she birthed Frederick Douglass. Anyway, it says, what to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all the other days in the year the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham. Your boasted liberty. Yeah, because Esau was proclaiming liberty from the British, but at the same time they had slaves. And reading on, an unholy license, your national greatness, swelling vanity, and sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciation of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence, your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery, your prayers and your hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. Slavery was, that was a quote, slavery was, slavery was formally abolished in America at the end of a brutal and bloody civil war that raged between 1861 and 1865. We're still slaves. We're bonded not by yokes of iron, but by paperwork. Your driver's license, your social security cards. Your adhesion contracts that you make with the state proves that we're still slaves. That's why a nigga talk about they're African all they want, but they'll never go back to Africa. That'll never happen. You ain't talking about that. It says pitting the free states of the North, known as the Union, against the southern slaveholding states of the short-lived Confederacy. Anyway, that's part of the article. I'll give you a couple of scriptures. Give you some standard scriptures on how slavery works. Give me a second. I'm sorry, I went to Leviticus. I meant to go to Exodus 21. Exodus 21 verse 16, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Revelation, like I said, these are standard scriptures. Revelation 13:9 and 10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. I'm sorry, they took me to the New Testament. Bear me for a minute. Okay, this is Exodus 21 and 23. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning. 25th verse, Exodus 21 verse 25, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. So if you do any of these things, the same thing's going to happen to you. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, foot for foot, burning for burning, stripe for stripe, death for death. And this is why you have Edomites that are bucking up against, mainly, at all the so-called black groups out there. They're mainly focused on us because they know that we are the Israelites, and they're beginning to find out that they're the sons of Esau. Isaiah 14 verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place in the house of Israel. Specifically, the sons of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, for servants and handmaids, slave men and slave women, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So the captivity that we're in today that we're suffering is we're suffering under the power of Esau. Let's see what else I can find. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 verse 46. For strangers shall reap their fruit and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. And we're in captivity, we're captive under the so-called white man. That's why you Negroes that shout that Kemetic stuff, you ain't got no plans going back to Africa. So there's several scriptures on captivity. Let me try this. Okay, this is Baruch 2 verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, whether it be America or anywhere we were placed in a captivity, they shall remember themselves. What shall we remember? That we're the Israelites. 33rd verse, Baruch 2 verse 33. And return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. So in our captivity, we're going to remember ourselves. And that's why we come so hard with this truth that we have. Anyway, with that, I said I was going to make this short. I'm going to say shalom, on to the next one. Shalom.